Alright. Sorry I started crying in my other last video. I want to say this. Work at the YZ was really great. But what happened is my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 3. At age 16 for me. She told she finds out when I was 16 the cancer came back. Spread to her head. And I couldn't, I wanted to kind of like not work, kind of, when I found out, and it just kind of killed me because I knew losing my mom is losing my friend, and that's tough on a 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid to lose a parent. And it was even tougher for me because I watched my mom suffer in my house, dying of cancer, and it's just, I had to help her. I felt really alone in high school, even though I had friends. I felt alone in high school because I wanted to shut everybody out of that. I didn't want anybody to know I was depressed because of my mom's cancer coming back or something like that. But, like, for me, I didn't want to be a burden on my family if I was late to school or anything like that. And so, I decided to, after riding my bike to work every day, I decided to ride my bike to school every day because I didn't like taking the bus. And it'd be like, it could be raining, it could be snowing. I would ride my bike to school every day. Um, and I did that just because I wanted to be there early, to hang out, you know. To hang out before school with the kids I knew. Um, get maybe something before I actually get to school. Sometimes I would ride my bike, leave very early, hit up the Dunkin' Donuts, then go to school. And it's just, I had to do it just because with going on the bus, the loudness, and having to sit there and think of everything until like everybody's picked up until I dropped off. And I don't like that. It's like I'd rather have a half an hour to an hour ride on a bike in silence by myself than a half an hour to an hour ride sitting on a bus, you know, to go to school. And sometimes I would leave early just to walk to school, too. And like, if I got dropped off at school or did take a bus, I normally would walk home so I could get food on the way home, eat food before I go home. Um, not be on the loud bus. If anything, if my mom needed anything, I could pick it up and walk back with it, like stuff like that. And it just it just makes me kind of like, I do miss her. July 7th. The reason I haven't really posted since in July at all, really, or I don't know the last time I posted was. It was in either June or before June. The 7th is my mom's 12-year anniversary of passing away. And like May 22nd is her birthday. So I have that in those months. I try to be alone. I try to just not show emotion around those times, because she was truly a wonderful woman. And I had to see my aunt go through cancer, my mom, my grandma, my friend, and a boyfriend. And it's kind of sad to see the people you love suffer so much. And I don't mean suffer like, I just don't want to take my meds, like me. No, I mean suffer like, I can't breathe. This is hurting me. I need to do this. Bleh, bleh, because of the medications, you know? And a lot of people don't understand how much that takes a toll on the person. Like, having a grandma die just of natural causes, okay. And that, but like having your parents suffer, seeing her vomit, seeing her at the worst times is so much different. It's so different compared to what a regular somebody died because of old age. And I called a friend or ex-friend now out on that, because she's like, oh, you don't understand, my grandma died, blah blah blah, you don't know how tough it is. And then she's like, you're a trailer park trash and shit like that. I said, excuse me, you don't know what tough is. I said that to her because, excuse me, I see my mom suffer and die of cancer. After that, everybody pulled away. After that, I was raped and I got pregnant by my boyfriend. After that, I was kicked out of my house because of my stepmom. Yeah, I don't know what tough times are. Shit, I had to be on food stamps and shit. And you know what? That ain't easy to get. Tell you that, they don't go, here's your food stamps. No, you have to go through programs. Try and explain why to them. Why you're homeless. What nobody will let you in their house. But when you do the programs and get a job, you get kicked off of everything. So you're homeless with no food and you lose your job because you have no place to stay. Because you're trying to fight first. So it's like people don't get that. If you want to get food stamps, you have to go try to find a job, do one-stop career center and shit like that. But yet when you go there and if you get a job, you're cut off anyway. So it's like, as somebody that is homeless, that's been on food stamps, how hard it is to actually get it sometimes for the people that really need it. like, first off, like, if I understand the fucking system is used so badly because they have it as a system where if you try to get ahead, you get kicked back. So people know that hey, if I try to get a job, or hey, if I try to get on my own place, or get it do this, I'm gonna get knocked off of this and lose everything, and then be truly homeless, truly foodless, truly everything. So they need to, like, with all this stuff, they need to readjust stuff for people. Like, say if my mom needed food stamps, they would make, even if she has a disability, they'll make her try to get a job, and then if she got a job, she'll lose the food stamps. And that's the one thing. I have a learning disability. I'm trying to get SSID, and I have a chronic illness. Underactive thyroid problem is a chronic illness. And it's just, it kind of, it saddens me because people like my mom that, like, would truly can't work, I mean, like, I understand, like you said, you see people using the system. I understand that, but it's like people like my mom, or like, have to be it has to be adjusted to fit the person's needs. Like, if somebody has a job, they shouldn't be denied it, or say, oh, you because you have a part-time job, you only can get $5 of stuff. They have to make it where if you get a job, they won't shut it off, that they'll help you save money to get ahead instead of cutting you off and going, you're on your own. And it's just, after my mom got sick, it just, like, that kind of stuff when I was a kid wasn't, like, a big thing. But, like, after going through what I went through, I think, like, what if that was my mom? What if my mom had to go through this or this or that? And it kind of opens my eyes to think, hey, society is wrong about some things and how we have to do stuff. But that's how it is. That's society for you. And I know when I was a kid, seeing my mom go through suffering, it makes me and suffering myself, and having an ex-friend go, oh, you're this kind of a person, when you assume that I did all this because I just wanted to, or you didn't want to know, like, what was going on at home. Like, don't assume that because you didn't see me I didn't go to the same high school as you. You don't, but yet you knew me from elementary school. You know me. Because let me tell you, today, tomorrow, and yesterday is always different. I wasn't the same yesterday as today as tomorrow. I'm not the same as what I was when I was 1 to when I was 10 to when I was 20 to when I'm 29. I wasn't the same kid as I was in elementary school. I wasn't the same kid I was in middle school. I wasn't the same girl as high school. And I'm not the same girl now. Like, I have changed, grown, and became more of a person. From everything lesson I learned, I grew.